Just getting ready to cut out this rusted area here. You can see how bad it is on the back side where the fender mounted. It's got some holes down here too. That is a drain hole, I guess. Somebody's already put a patch in here. It's got, you can see a weld line there and a weld line across there and down there. So they I guess it had a big rust hole there, so they patched that up. And then there's a strip welded on here, about 1 inch wide, all along here. All along here, right to there. So really this should have all come out the last time it was gone at. But anyways, I'm going to cut it so where I got this tape line, so all the way around the outside of this tape, and then up into here, cut all this out because you can see there's rust coming through here. So this whole piece is going to come out. So I'm gonna attempt to make this whole piece out of one piece of metal. And I say attempt because this area here, I might end up having to put a cut, because I'm not going to be able to shrink that around. This piece here will have to be shrunk because this is bending around here. So I'll probably where this bend is here, I'll make a cut in the sheet, remove a piece of like a pie shape, and then fold that up to meet this again, and then weld it along here. But on this side, I want to try to form this step here. So I just want to do a little exercise here with this piece of paper. So of course paper doesn't stretch, it just tears. So what I'm going to do is cover the lens with my fingers. Right in the corner here, just to kind of demonstrate what's going to happen, I'm going to take this razor blade and cut it right from the corner. I can do this with kind of with one hand, but sharper blade. So, there we go. So now when I push this into there, you can see how that opens up. That opens up that gap quite a bit. So that tells me that there's going to be a lot of stretching going on in that area of the metal. It's going to stretch a lot there, right where my fingers. So you see how that opens up. So what I'll do before I try to form this, I'll put the piece of tin in the planishing hammer and I'll run it back and forth over this diagonal here. Just, you know, maybe fan out a bit from that corner. And I'll expand that metal to pre-stretch it. And then when I go to form it, hopefully it'll go down a lot easier. Because right in this corner is going to be the toughest part to get that to stretch in there, because that's really where most of the stretching is going to happen. It's right in that corner there. So you can see how it opens up mostly in the corner, or near the corner. It stays pretty parallel, but it won't be such a big deal to stretch out in this area. Stretching down into this corner will be tough. Anyways, I'm going to attempt that, and I think it'll go pretty good. I've got this cut off, and what I didn't really realize, I suspected there was this rocker panel ran under here to a certain degree, but there's actually a inner, and what you're going to see here, there's actually there's this whole area up here is packed full of seeds and all kinds of junk from some kind of a rodent nest. You see all these seeds that fell out of there. Anyways, so I didn't realize that this inner structure ran all the way. I knew there was a kind of a ledge up in here because I saw this junk on top of it. But it runs down all the way inside here. So it runs down, and then I can't tell how far it went. It probably went all the way down to here at one point, I would imagine. All the way down to here. And this really irritates me, just gotta say. This is a new piece of metal that's been welded in here. And it just got welded right on top of crusty junk. And there's that patch that I was talking about on the outside. Just welded on top of garbage. Like, what? No. Not the way to do it. Here's the porcupines. Porcupine hairs. So he was just stuffing the wire through. It was arcing off. Talked about that earlier too. Not impressed. So now I've got to clean this rat's nest out of here. You'll be able to see it. See all that stuff in there? Nice. I don't want to... I'm going to have to take the tin snips and cut this rusty area out big enough that I can get the vacuum in there, because I don't want to make sparks and catch this stuff on fire, because it will catch on fire. Reminds me of those sesame seed snaps things. It's like the same kind of seeds. There's a little... Yeah, somebody was living in here. It's all inside the car too, at the back, and then it's in the, up in the trunk area. The trunk in this car runs all the way. There's no back seat, so the trunk runs all the way up to kind of to here. There's a kind of a partition here, and so that all that junk is down in a hole here, the back of that partition. Vacuum time. Okay, now that I got the mouse nest all cleaned out of there, you can have a look. It's all gone. There's a whole bunch in that opening there. Still a little bit in there. I think it all came out in a big lump. Took a picture of that. So I'm just going to talk about what I'm going to do here. Like I was saying about this inner structure, it's kind of too bad in a way. Well, I guess it was pretty rusty. I'll show you that again. Just obsessing over this little chunk of metal here. So I wanted to get this off the car more or less intact. I kind of mangled it there, trying to drill out spot welds, and it ended up not even, of course, was no benefit because I didn't realize this ran all the way in here, and I guess this is all spot welded along here to some degree on the inside, all along here. And so I mean this was completely gone. I guess I could have cut it off. It would have been probably nicer if I'd have realized that this, see how that, I don't know if you can see how this kind of, this bumps out here. If I'd have realized that, I probably would have preferred to cut it off right below that. I still would have got rid of this. And that, you know, and then I could have kept that. It would have been real easy to make this. Just sweep around here, and then I guess it comes down, and it must have been sandwiched in between the outer skin and the inner rocker. This here, I don't really understand why he left that. This work was done about 3 years ago, and I don't know. See, he cut it all the way off, all the way up to the top there, but then he left this. So I'm gonna go in here and cut this off right up to here, get rid of it. It's just a moisture trap between these two layers. It's rusted there anyway. I mean, it's like, get rid of it. And then I'll rebuild the inner structure. Clean this up, rebuild this all here. And then I'll make this, I'll use this as a template to make the outer skin part.